Yeah.
Should be doing the whole screen.
Are we using this stream?
The Fallout Nashville Downtown Livestream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we? So we're using the one we're in right now. Right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Would you mind copying and pasting the URL and putting it over in the public Discord channel?
How do I do that?
If you're on the YouTube video, all you gotta do is just copy the URL from the top of the screen.
Can you send me a link to the YouTube video?
I'm not sure how. I've never actually done this.
You just click, if you're on YouTube, you just click the share button.
There you go. You know what? This should be it. Yeah.
Send
that's
it on over.
Yep, it's over in the HQ right now. Okay, and so yeah, that whole bit was public there.
Am I on it?
Yeah, you should be. I've tested it out last night. Yeah, that's right. I gotta get music started here. Now it's got about a 7-second delay too. God, it's been like it's been about a week and a half since I've touched this, and to be frank, I can't quite remember what it is that I'm doing. Wild Grass 1.
Okay, Eustace, we're gonna be in here for a while.
We've got what?
We're gonna be in here for a while.
Yeah. Hope you didn't drink 40 cups of coffee like I did.
Nah, bro, I took my Vyvanse.
I'm gonna end up retexturing a lot of the roads here. Because we are doing completely green, aren't we? Kind of an overgrown.
Oh yeah. Fucking yeah, with the tree and everything. Boys, so the way the tree works is that it's a mutated tree. And since it's so big, the roots are going to be fucking massive. So I'd imagine.
Okay. Yeah, and I was seeing a lot of the concept art, and it looks pretty overgrown. Okay, here we go. Why are you lagging?
Oh shit. Ew.
What?
Everything okay? Walkie? No.
Oh, is he in the Discord now?
No, I'm just messaging Walkie.
Ah.
Alright, that's taken care of.
32. That's 23.
And so how's everything on your end?
My end?
Yeah.
Seems okay to me, but I can't notice anything. Looks good, I think.
I can see the chat.
Okay. Is there anything in it?
No.
Figures. Okay, so we've got... Oh, come on, Google. Let me in.
That's fine.
Called in columns.
What did you say? You cut out there for a second.
Me? I said I'm thinking about doing columns.
Ooh. That'd be cool.
Because I'm sharing the entire screen, right?
Yeah. I can't really watch the video, because then the audio cuts out for me.
That's okay. Come on.
That's alright. I don't really need to see much of the progress. Considering I could probably get it later on.
I think that's okay enough texture.
Okay.
That's literally
Okay.
the exact same thing.
We got a question from John Smith.
John Smith, how unique. What's up, Haas?
Yeah. Bobby's there too. Hi, Bobby. So yeah, Bobby's in the chat. Bobby's another developer of Nashville. How many DLCs are we using? We're using all of them, right?
I think in the game we are, but I'm personally not using any. I like to start with straight vanilla and then work from there.
Yeah. But I believe this will require all the DLCs to do it, like most mods.
There you are. I'm not used to the way that all of this is stacked around here.
What do you mean?
It's a bit different than my setup because we've got a lot of different models in it. This just feels a bit lacking.
You can do it. You've done more, haven't you?
Just my other project, the Fallout Coos Bay.
How's that going?
Oh, it's going really well, actually. Actually really started to pick up steam right around the time that I joined this group.
Good.
Churchstone.
Hey man, okay, we're trying, man, but we're chugging along, but we're doing good.
It's not marble 2. Stone, there we go.
Just be aware okay, John Smith says, just be aware you can't merge multiple different ESM files, vanilla, your ESM, and one other. That true?
I'm not sure. That's one of the original things I was talking to Waki about, because I'm not really familiar with a lot of the file merging stuff. That's why I never shared any of my project.
Thank you, John Smith, for that. We'll take that in consideration. Yes, it's true.
Well, this is another...
Well, we're still fairly early in the project. We'll get around. Hey Ryan, have we merged any of the files yet?
I'm not sure. Last I knew we were restarting a lot of the stuff. And, I know nobody's touched the file that I'm working on, so it's still pretty new.
What are you working on now? I can't really see the live stream.
You can't see it? I'm currently over on 2nd, I think, just off Broadway. A little bit farther north.
Okay.
That's a shame.
John Smith says, can you click file data for me? Ropey?
Yep, that's what I did. I just have it sitting up here right now. I don't know what they're looking at. Are you wanting me to go into details on it or something?
Then your ESM, ESM.
ESM?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the Fallout 4 ESM? Because that's the only one that I have active as a master file.
Yeah, that's fine. John Smith, fucking Ropey can't really see the chat, only I can.
we have Light Hunter in here as PR.
Hello. I should probably introduce myself. Name's Lander, but you can call me Matt. I am the lead concept artist as well as head of PR and IR. Ropey here.
What's that?
No, I'm just trying to introduce you. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Ropake, my name is Ryan, but I go by Ropake on the internet. I am the lead for Fallout Coos Bay, which is a much smaller project. Well, I'm pretty much the only person working on it. Yeah, and I joined this group for fun and a little bit of a getaway. I think that's the right one I want. I have purple. I do level design stuff.
She does. As for me, I'm not really beyond the level. I'm a concept artist. I've done landscapes as well as monsters, weapons, outfits, characters. And for a while, I was even writing a Fallout story before I joined this group. I think that's mainly how they found me.
Walkie just kind of appears into our lives sometimes. Plucks us right out of the internet.
Yeah. We may have other members joining us later on.
I'm pretty sure that Bobby was wanting to.
Yeah. Walkie wants right into this, so we'll probably get him on soon. I don't know. We're Ray's in a different time zone than us, so we don't really know.
Yeah, a lot of our people are.
We're all very scattered. I believe only 3 of us are in America.
Can't remember who I was talking to. It might have been Prof, but apparently Fallout is pretty popular over in England, Europe area.
John Smith says, you need to make sure that your projects.esm is attached to only one other DLC ESM, otherwise it won't merge.
Okay, I'm not really in charge of that kind of thing. That's one of the big reasons why I only stick with the straight vanilla Fallout 4. So I just make the file, I send it over. I'm not really in charge of a lot of that other fun stuff.
Yeah. Ropey over here is a great level designer.
Thank you.
From what I've seen. You're welcome. Bobby says Prof had that. Yes, Prof does have that, but Prof's taking a break right now because he's burnt out. We've all been very burnt out from this, but we're still working hard. We're still We're still determined to ship out a very well-made product.
Do you know if we decided if we're going to do any of the test runs yet? We're just going to have a very basic version of the game and then try and ship that? This is like a demo?
Yeah, I should probably mention that we do plan on releasing a short demo of the first few missions to help get players situated into what to expect from Nashville. John Smith, how are you sending things over? If you work on your own ESP and sending it, gets copy pasted, then it will generate hit me errors, which will crash out your mod.
That was one of the things that I was concerned about. I don't know how to answer that. Who is it that we have doing file merging?
I don't know.
Because I know the Capital Wasteland uses... I don't have it on my home screen anymore. Some kind of a NIF. No, it's not NIF. It's a file exporter. That's all I really know. So I was assuming we were going to start using that before too much longer here. Come on. There we go. Are you part of any of the projects, John Smith? You don't mind me being nosy here?
Let's see. Sorry, I'm doing something else while I'm doing this. John Smith says yes. What are you doing, John Smith?
What are you doing? Yes. Where's that half wall?
You know, it's funny. I actually knew a guy named John Smith, and he got pulled over. Yeah, he got pulled over one day, and when the officer asked his name, he said John Smith, and he was arrested because of that.
That's horrible.
But the main reason why, because that's such a common name that the officer thought he was faking it. John Smith.
Fantastic.
Sorry, John. John Smith isn't an alias either. My goddamn name got set as when I was set up Google. I'm sorry, John.
Just bad luck of the draw, huh? Thank your parents, I suppose.
I think Google is our parents.
Oh, that's right. I suppose I didn't quite hear it right. Still doesn't answer the question. I feel like you're avoiding it. A project. No comment, eh?
No.
That's fine. Some people choose to stay anonymous, I suppose.
Probably still in the chat.
I don't like this spacing between the second and third floors here. I'm thinking about putting a parapet in there, but I think it'd just be a little too cluttered.
He was working on London.
Oh!
Said, I spoke to you before, just generally interested in seeing if it makes progress. Either way, it's worth double and triple checking how your merge is being done. There's only one way. You'll lose work if it's done any other way.
Yeah, like I said, I'm really not part of the file merging, so I would need to talk to the... Oh, that's cool. I just got a subscriber.
Yeah.
Thank you, Austin. I've lost my train of thought now. Yeah, I'd need to talk to whoever's in charge of the project, but I'm not too worried about it personally, because I've got my own problems to deal with.
Own little personal lives. When I first joined the project, I was a little burnt out by the sheer amount we've done, but that's because we had a much smaller team. We had a general round of like, what was it? It was like 6, 7, 8 people fully committed to it, but now we got like a lot more people working on it.
Yeah, we keep having different people kind of moving around, deciding whether or not they want to continue working or if they want a little break, which is completely understandable. I mean, you don't want to be working on this in burnout, otherwise you're going to be cranking out some mediocre work.
We don't really want to do that. I mean, I've taken some breaks as well. Even though I am the head of PR, I've taken... How long did my break last? Like 2 weeks?
Yeah, a couple of hours, usually.
When you're the head of PR and IR, you can't really take that long of a break. But as a concept artist, I can take a break for a lot longer. Bobby says, when I joined, there were around 12 people and 8 were committed. Alright, John Smith is outie. Later, John.
Have a good one.
So what are you working on right now?
Me? Second.
Second.
Second Street, I think.
Cracked after 2 days. I did not crack after 2 days. I cracked after 2 weeks.
Come on, Google, don't do this to me.
Google, no.
Google, please. Yeah, it's 2nd Avenue. I'm working kind of by Commerce Street. There's a building on that intersection. For anybody who's watching, you can see it right about here. It's tan or beige. It's got all these windows on it. You can see it right here, but I'm using red brick. So, second, I've had to compress a lot of the streets, and I haven't quite, why is it still up? I haven't quite decided where I want the tree yet. I got a lot of placeholder buildings like this one here, and I'm thinking about having it kind of by the theater, but I don't want to destroy the theater too much. I want to have buildings leaning on the tree, but,
yeah, I can't imagine,
yeah, when you compress, you gotta decide which buildings you want to keep and which buildings you want to get rid of. And there's also the option of turning buildings to face a different direction, but I'm not exactly a fan of that. So, which also leads me on to my comment of my favorite building in Nashville, Union Station. I'm gonna try and find a way to light up the front of it because I don't like having the facade being dark and never hit the sunlight.
I'd imagine. While Ropey's doing that, I'm busy just playing Minecraft.
The old craft. I think we should write a script for these one of these days.
It doesn't matter. We can't really predict if people are going to ask us.
Yeah. I just know generally when I'm working on a YouTube video, I pretty quickly run out of things to say, so having to find new video editing software. What was I doing? I was doing the facade. I feel like I'm missing so many tiles, but I'm not.
Like we said before, the creation kit, creation engine is very buggy, and it doesn't really work all that well.
Yeah, it works for what it's useful for. I can't complain too much. I pretty much live in the creation kit at this point in my life.
Dude.
So brown factory, that's factory over here. Something that I've been really touchy on lately is depth of buildings, but unfortunately in this area there doesn't seem to be a lot of need for depth. I don't know, I think it just adds a really interesting okay, brain don't work today. That's okay.
Brain don't work.
I don't want to be redundant with the entrances and the storefronts, and that's really one of the problems I keep running into, and it's hard to make decent looking ones, especially tall. So I think we're moving elsewhere.
Bobby asked, what's the Google Maps Pro Ropey uses?
Google Maps? I'm just on Google Earth right now. Stuck on ground level, apparently.
Google. Oh, this whole pandemic thing, a lot of things are being controlled by bots.
Not us.
You know what's funny? I saw a picture, and I like how people in past years say like, "Oh, fucking AI is going to control us in the future. It's going to become evil and shit." But the AI can't even. And I saw a picture of an AI bot that's supposed to identify things for what they are. It identified a cat as a dog.
Yeah, but it can still get the back of my best friend's head pretty darn well.
Yeah. Still, I found that funny.
Actually got an AI on my computer, but it's been malfunctioning a lot lately. What was...
How so?
Just kind of the general way it stopped functioning. Hasn't been talking as much. Been real quiet. Classical.
I don't know. Maybe your AI is sick of your shit. You're done to it.
That's what he's been saying since one of the first days. Kind of gotta, because it randomized it. I'm using Brain of Softworks.
Shit, I dropped it.
Forefront. Why are you hiding from me?
Why must you hide?
They always hide. Why do they always hide?
This is why I don't use the creation kit.
That would be easier.
Bobby, can I get your thoughts on Fallout New Vegas 2 or Fallout game by Black Isle? Roby?
Oh, my opinion?
Uh,
I thought you were talking to Bobby. No, I actually prefer Fallout 3 over Fallout New Vegas. Just general world
same
space.
Here. To me, Fallout 3 feels a lot more like an apocalyptic game, what Fallout is supposed to be.
Yeah.
And if you're asking about a Fallout game by Black Isle, you're talking about Fallout 1, 2, and Tactics. I believe those are great games. They're very addicting.
I mean, they've all got their own atmosphere. It's hard to compare them sometimes, because
Yeah.
you're really just asking to compare apples to oranges, as they always say. And you really don't want to do that.
I believe that Fallout 1 2's gameplay is a lot more addicting, mainly because you want... I don't really know what it is. It's just, you get into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
And thoughts on Fallout New Vegas 2?
I highly doubt that.
Yeah, I highly doubt. Fallout... The thing Fallout does is it doesn't really go back on locations. It hasn't done that since, like, 97, 98.
What did I use?
Right?
What? Oh, sorry.
Fallout...
My brain's got a very small capacity.
Fallout doesn't especially Bethesda, they don't really like to go back on previous locations.
And I don't know why everybody always loses their nuts, or loses their mind. They go nuts over Fallout New Vegas all the time. It's been done.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because people think that Fallout New Vegas is, yes, it's a great game, great storytelling.
But that's just it. It's done. They've exhausted it.
But there are some people out there who think that Fallout New Vegas is so good that they completely trash on Fallout 3 and 4.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my problem with it.
I will admit 4 does have some problems, alright? But I will admit, they can trash on Fallout 4 all they want. But Fallout 3? Without Fallout 3, New Vegas or the Fallout series in general wouldn't have existed or came back to life.
No. And I think a lot of the sentiment about Fallout New Vegas is also just the fact that they were given such a short period of time and Bethesda still trashed them for it. And people are just kind of wanting to go against Bethesda almost like a parent who is yelling at a different sibling.
I mean, yeah, Bethesda is not great. It is definitely flawed.
You heard it here first, folks. Yeah,
Bobby says it's a great game, but it's not the best. If it had the 7 or 8 years 4 did, it could have been magnificent.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the general opinion on it. I mean, you listen to any New Vegas simp, and that's pretty much going to be their argument. They weren't given enough time.
Yes. But the point still stands that people will completely trash on Fallout 3, even though Bethesda was a completely different company when they made Fallout 3.
Well, that's what mods are for. I keep hearing everybody keeps going on and on and on about how they want Fallout New Vegas remastered, but apparently nobody's paying any attention to the group that's actually doing that.
Yeah.
They want it done by the company. They don't want it done by these modders, and I don't understand why. They keep demanding it. They keep begging and yelling, please remaster Fallout New Vegas. Somebody's already on it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Why are you loading? Watch it crash. This is fantastic. This is going very well so far.
It's not the worst.
Okay, where are my quarters at? Factory?
Yeah.
How many people we got watching right now?
6.
6 whole people. Wow, I got a crowd gathering.
Yeah, Bobby says, I have a confession. I got into Fallout for the engine because I make games, but then I got into the war. Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna be a confession too. My first game in the series I ever played was Fallout 3, but I didn't buy it for a while because I thought it was a horror game.
Seriously?
Hey, look, dude. Alright? I bought it on the Xbox 360 store. Alright? I didn't go to the GameStop to go get it. I bought it online and I saw the pictures. They were very dense corridors, very dimly lit. And I would usually associate that with stuff like Resident Evil. I thought it was a horror game set in the apocalypse.
Yeah, I suppose I can see that.
But then I bought it, and I said, I'm a big boy, I can do this, and then I fell in love with the series.
Oh, that isn't relatable. There you are.
Bobby says, well, look at all those greens, and then you have the subway.
Look at all the what?
Look at all the greens.
Yeah. One of the things that I remember about the development of Fallout 3 was that they were always wanting to add in a lot of green stuff, and I can't remember who the project lead was, but he was saying, no, we can't do any, we're not doing any green anywhere. But it turns out the entire frickin' game is just green and brown. The only green we want is the Pip-Boy. I think that's what they were getting at. Where is that storefront?
What's the problem?
I've got a tile that I used in the mock, but I can't find it. And you know what? I'm just gonna forget it. Move on to the next. So where's the general settlement going to be? Or we're just going to be pretty much everywhere?
The general settlement?
Yeah, in the Broadway area. Is it along Broadway, or is it just the entire, pretty much city of Nashville?
I don't really know about that. You're gonna have to ask someone higher above me. Maybe Bobby knows.
What do you got, boss?
Bobby.
Turn brown.
He doesn't know.
Okay. Well, I suppose it's still up for debate then.
Yeah.
I am temporarily just building to suit. Whatever happens will happen. If we don't use an area, then oh well.
Yeah. Well, with the big tree, how do we plan on doing that?
The big tree? Like world space wise?
How do we plan on making the tree itself?
I was just gonna block it in with general stuff until we get an actual model placed into the world. And then we can start building around it.
Yeah, but the big tree itself, how are we going to do that?
I'm not quite sure. I was just leaving that up to the 3D modelers. Again, not quite my department. I suppose we could always place the hero tree in the meantime, but I don't think we want to oversize a vanilla asset. And I'm pretty sure we're going to want custom.
The tree and the concept art, I haven't really seen that in any fall game.
No.
But I had a friend walk over to me and he said that it looks like a real life tree that I can't remember the name of.
There. There's our placeholder.
I think with the general body of the tree, the wood part. Bobby says he's gonna go now, but I might be back and I might join voice chat. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, Bobby. We'll see you later.
Use
But yeah, like I was saying, with the general wood part, it kind of resembles the shape of bonsai tree, I guess.
Bonsai tree?
Is that what it's called? Bonsai tree?
I'm not sure.
You know what tree I'm talking about, right?
No. I'm only used to evergreen trees, really. Don't tell me I'm going to make... Well, looks like I'm making another material swap. What was this? BH marble tile. I've got it written down. What was it? Brick brownstone? BH marble tile 03. Yeah, you're gonna need it too, aren't you? Why do you want it? Okay, it's all the same BH marble tile 03.
All the same.
Brick large 04. Yep. There it is. God, it's been so long since I've done this. You know what? I will work on this later.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to material swap. Because do you remember in my original mock for the Broadway area, kind of by the Purple Orchid or whatever it's called, got a couple of row buildings. But
Bobby wants me to make some concept art for the front gate of Broadway. But his description for it was very brief.
well, that's helpful.
So he's basically saying, but the general description of it, I can't remember exactly what he said off the top of my head, but the general description of it was junk fence with lights.
Junk fence with lights. That's fantastic. I suppose we could do that. Shouldn't be too hard. Is he wanting more of a kind of a Diamond City look?
I think he's trying to go for a something as fancy as New Vegas.
Okay. Well, it is 300 years afterwards, and we're wanting it to look kind of like they've actually been living there, as opposed to a lot of what Bethesda usually makes worlds look like, where somebody literally just walked in the room. There's bodies everywhere. Because that was always my complaint against Bethesda's world spaces, despite the fact that I love Fallout 3. You'd think somebody'd pick up a broom at one point.
I think people just stopped caring of general hygiene.
Yeah, I ended up writing a paper, I think that was my sophomore year of college, about nuclear warfare and the mindsets of the people that have to live in the aftermath of it. But that was a little while ago, and I am really bad at recalling that kind of thing. I digress, though. Yeah, they don't really see a car as a form of transport as much as they do a possible shelter. Keep running right past the tile I'm looking for.
Yeah. That's another thing with the Fallout 4, or like Fallout in general, is that they don't have working vehicles, that no one bothered to even pick up a bicycle.
No. I actually find it kind of ridiculous that it took them all the way until Fallout 76 to even put a bicycle into the game.
Well, I don't even think you can ride it.
No, it's usually just a static object.
No, Fallout 4 has bicycles.
Nope.
No, it does. I remember there are some bicycles in Fallout 4.
Search bike.
They're just in very discreet locations, and you don't really notice them.
I know that there's motorcycles.
Yeah, on Wanderer motorcycle.
Yeah. There's the pre-war and post-war variants, but aside from that, there's no bicycles. I have scanned every frickin' object in the entire game. It's tedious, but it's worth it. Did you know that Fallout 4, there's actually a model for a Roomba?
Wow.
It's not textured. Just type in room. That's a great idea. Yeah. It was meant for the vault. It's untextured, and it's also got docking station.
Okay.
The lights. If you watch the stream later, you can see them.
Speaking of robots, we also got the other Mr. Handy to do.
Oh, that's right. We're gonna bring back one of the old variants, aren't we?
Yeah, of Adam's work. Adam Adamowitz. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I haven't talked to him.
The concept artist for Fallout 3. No, you can't talk to him.
He's dead. That guy.
Dead.
I know what you're talking about now.
I know there's like a mod for New Vegas bringing back exactly what his work was, but I'm trying to be a little different from him. Basically, what I did for the concept of the new Mr. Handy.
So are we going to be completely replacing it?
Hold on.
And this is why we have music.
Sorry about that. Just had to take care of something.
Nah, it's okay.
So yeah, like I was saying, with the new Mr. Handy model, I basically put 2 and 2 together. Basically, the new variant with the old variant.
Okay. So we're going to have 2 of them then. 2 different Mr. Handys.
Yeah, the newer model, the one we all know and love, this the round body, and also the newer one, the triangular body. Also,
okay.
We also plan to also have a Securitron around somewhere.
Are we just gonna have one of them, or is it gonna be a whole bunch?
I believe it's going to be one of them, one that got away from Mr. House's rule.
Traveled a long ways, didn't he?
No, this is long after Vegas.
Yeah, about 100 years, isn't it? Or is that still in the works?
The year, it's a year. It's like it's in the 2300s. I think like in the 2340s.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, when did Vegas take place? 2281.
Why do we only have a factory brick in here?
Vegas took place in 2281 around the months of October and December.
And Fallout 4, that's 87, isn't it?
Yeah, 2287. 210 years after the war.
Oh, that's right. Codsworth makes a little bit of a comment on that. And the thing that I never understand about Fallout 4 is why everybody has such a gripe against Codsworth. He's one of the best frickin' characters in the entire game.
I personally love Codsworth.
Yeah, I mean, he's more loyal than a dog. He waited all that time for you, still cleaning your house, and you ditch him for some dog you found at a gas station.
I mean, everyone loves dog.
Well, yeah, I suppose.
You cannot love dog meat, but I will agree with you, Codsworth is a hell of a lot more loyal.
Besides, he's also really useful for slicing things up.
Yeah, and I will admit some other Mr. Handys don't seem as loyal as Codsworth.
No. Codsworth is a bit nuts. He's one of the only robots in the entire series that will actually acknowledge the fact that the wars happened. The rest of them seem to be completely oblivious of the fact.
And that reminds me of something I saw in Fallout 3. You go into a house, there's a Mr. Handy bot recharge station. You activate him. He goes around the house, not acknowledging that the world has ended. So, like, he reads bedtime stories to like dead kids in a bed. He goes fucking walks the dead dog.
Oh, you know what that's in reference to? There's a story called "There Will Come Soft Rains." He's supposed to represent the brain of the house. Yeah, no, that's a really good location. That's one of my favorites, actually.
I still think it's a very sad story.
Yeah. Where are you hiding?
Don't mind me not talking so much. I'm just still playing Minecraft.
Okay, hang on. I gotta get my friend to stop.
Building.
He keeps coming up as...
Bobby says 50 years after. I believe that means it's 50 years after the events of New Vegas. Yeah, and it's in like 300 something years after Fallout 76.
There you go, mute for an hour.
Oh, Bobby. No, not Bobby.
Is Bobby back?
Ropey.
Oh, what's up?
No. I don't. Do you know about that? We're going to have some dude from Appalachia from '76 in Nashville 300 years ago, and there's like you can find notes about him about the early days of apocalyptic Nashville.
Is he is he a ghoul at this point? Because I was always told that ghouls generally tend to go feral after about 200 years.
No, he's long dead.
Okay. No, I haven't heard anything about that. I actually haven't really been looking into the story terribly much.
I came up with it. It was mostly just a small side plot.
What's a fun little thing to just kind of scatter around the place, make it feel a little bit more alive, more real.
Rainbow Ass has the stream going in the normal Discord.
I don't know. I'm pretty indifferent about it right now.
I mean, I think it's going well.
Yeah.
I mean, for our first live stream, it's going really well.
I know that Prof did one a couple weeks ago, but that was on Twitch. Only real gamers use Twitch.
Hey, real gamers.
Might just turn this into an alleyway or something.
Hmm.
I'm real happy with that right there.
Dude, I want a dog. Hell, I'll take any pet at this point. I'm not allowed to have pets in this house, and I've been in this house for like 5 years.
Ooh. That's not great.
Rainbow says I'm getting a TV installed on my wall, so I can't join.
Okay.
Yeah, for anyone watching, Rainbow is our leader.
It's
Yeah.
kind of been all over the place sometimes, but I think we pretty much narrowed it down. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a complete material swap, aren't I?
Well, it was a mess a little while ago, but we got it all settled out now. We're all good. We're all continuing our work. Recently,
There will
hi,
be
Bobby.
released. That's all that matters.
Bobby joined. Oh, Jesus
God,
Christ!
the aliens!
Jesus Christ!
Hello!
My boy, change the voice.
Please tell me you come in peace.
Oh my God!
They're
Please,
after us.
I don't want to get probed again.
I want my kids. Can't remember if Dirt Path works with green lawns. Where's Dirt Path at? Right here, isn't it? Dirt Path, you have left me. There you are. Scrolled right past it. No, they do not play well together. Sucks.
What's going on?
A lot of times when you're... You know how you can paint the landscape with different textures and grasses?
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't work together. You can only have a max of, I think it's 7. Or at least that's how it was in Fallout 3. Might be probably about 10 or 12. Yeah, just sometimes different grasses or rocks won't work well together. That's a horrible noise as well.
Fuck. Bobby,
please. This is... I think I put this down as rated for kids.
Well, I mean, I'm swearing up a storm.
Yeah. No, but when Bobby does it, it's different.
I think the reason why I'm swearing up a storm is 1, I'm from Brooklyn, and 2, I was raised by a sailor.
That happens.
Bobby, I know you're uncomfortable using your voice or using the voice changer, but my God, dude, find something.
Something that's not going to be horrible, please? Remember when we first discovered the voice changers?
Speaking of voice, speaking of the voice changer, I will be doing some voice lines for Nashville.
When are we going to start getting voice actors? Do we have any kind of a set date for that, or is it still way down the pipeline?
I don't know. I think Bobby would know. I know I'm going to be the first voice actor because I was assigned by Bobby.
I can't decipher whatever that is that you're trying to say. Using there.
Is that the only setting you got?
Is this speaker?
Yeah.
Suppose.
It's better if we can actually understand you.
I mean, you still kind of sound like the air vent under my bed.
This is a new voice changer, so I've get used to it.
I remember when I got a new voice, new teeth. Dude, have you ever had to wear a veneer? These things are the
Your
worst.
cock blank.
No, I'm talking about false teeth.
Oh.
I've got a chipped front tooth, and it's not exactly fun. So I tried wearing a veneer for a while to cover it up, but God, painful.
Bro, I cursed out my dentist.
Well, that's a good way to get a scalpel.
That's a good way to show him my teeth. But yeah, I cursed him out because he told me to quit art.
It should be the center. Why is it not? Oh God, Hollow Kingdom. Here we go. Hang on, I'm trying to think. Brain isn't very quick. This building right here that I'm looking at, you can't see the stream, can you?
No, because then it cuts out the audio for me.
That's right.
So just describe it to me.
Yellow and clunky looking. I'm not happy with it, despite the fact it's the same architectural style as the Chandler Hotel, Coos Bay. That was a long time ago. I can't remember the technique that I used.
Yeah, fucking... By the way, how's your edible doors?
The edible doors, you heard about that, huh?
Yep.
They
I saw
work
the
really
video.
well. They give nutrition. Yeah, and then there's now an eating sound effect.
What does the skeleton do, by the way?
Oh, the skeleton? That's an inside joke. The mod project for Coos Bay was originally very meta. And I'm having a hard time cutting out a lot of the meta stuff. Murray was an old Halloween skeleton I had. I'm not going on my Facebook. It was a Halloween skeleton I had back in high school. Bought it for like $7 from Goodwill. And being in the band, we had a lot of shenanigans with it. If you look on my YouTube channel, you can actually see you know what? No, I'm not going into that. We just drug him around in the street. Like, car was coming, we'd drag him across, and then we'd stop, look at the car, and then run off, leaving him there. It was probably something we should have gotten talked to about, but it was...
Fucking, how old were you?
I was like 15.
That's
just dumb
right.
stuff. Dumb stuff. Remember there was this one guy where he jumped out of his car, and like, he started chasing me. And that's when we decided it was time to stop. When you're running from your life, or for your life, it's... the joke's kind of over.
Yeah. I'd imagine.
I can still remember when his wife climbed out of the car and, like, ran over to Murray. And she's like, honey, no, stop, it's a dummy!
We got a new viewer. Murray has summoned me.
Murray? Oh no. I think this might be my lead writer, William Crombie, maybe. Either that or...
his name is Mushi.
Michael Reeser. Michael frickin' Reeser. I have not heard from you in years. I just assumed you were dead. Oh yeah, Bobby's still in the voice chat.
Hey, Bobby.
I try not to talk.
Trying not to talk. That's okay.
Sorry, if you don't want to talk, you don't have to. If you're in the flesh. Welcome, Mushi, to the Nashville Project.
Welcome back to existence, rather. Man, I'm running out of steam quickly here. I'd set the project aside for like a week and a half, just so I can come back to it fresh. It's not working out well. I think I need to change areas.
What do you mean?
Just dump the project, you know. No, I mean move to a different side of town here. But I'm not really happy with the side of town because everything's very squished. There's a lot of prominent locations that I really wanted to include, but when they're in there, it's like putting the square in the circle hole. They don't fit.
Mushi says metaphorically, yes, I moved away. What was his name again?
Michael, I think it is. It's either that or
Michael.
it's Kyle.
Whatever, Mushi. Ryan can't really see the chat. I can, so I'm just reading it off to him.
And keep in mind, this is a public chat. People can see what you're typing in there.
Yeah.
Why did I put a tree there?
Bobby with those fucking aliens. Goddamn aliens should come and probe my butt. Again.
Goddamn aliens.
I moved out of Pennsylvania just for that reason.
Not the best idea in the world, was it? Wanting marble. There we are.
Yes, 'tis Michael.
Marble. I remember there was one Halloween. I was in Michael Reeser's house, and I think our friend Kyle had brought a Ouija board.
Christ.
There was a long bit, because you're not supposed to ask the dead people specific questions and whatnot, because otherwise bad things will happen to you. Well, you see, I had a nosebleed earlier that day, and Kyle had decided to ask, what is Ryan's license plate number? And me going for the joke, I went and started moving the peg around, or the pendant around, to my license plate. And while they're paying attention to that, I nicked my nose. And so I started bleeding everywhere. And I can't remember who it was that started freaking out, but that was one of the most memorable Halloweens I think I've ever had.
Fuck.
And I'm pretty sure we haunted Michael's bedroom.
That's pretty fun. Michael said, "Oh no, this story."
It was worth
it. It was Darby.
Was it Darby? Well, regardless, I bled all over his mom's carpet. It was very amusing to me.
Actually, a big scare. It's like indirectly talking to him.
Who else we got in the chat? Anybody lurking over there?
No, other than Mushi.
We got one whole viewer. Makes us really feel special.
4.
4 viewers. That's doing about as well as my YouTube channel generally does. Skyline's blocked over here. I can't see anything. Marble light. Well,
yes.
I suppose that's all I've got. Apparently I've still got the large base copied when I did the material swap, so I can't remember what I wanted it for. Moving on.
What are you doing now?
I'm doing one of the, what I would believe to be, I think it's a federal building over kind of by the Capitol.
Federal building.
They're all pretty generic around in that area. Kind of looked like they were done in the 40s. Do we have any controversial questions in the comments?
No, we don't.
Nothing exciting.
Bobby just dabbed on us.
Who did?
Bobby.
Why? Bobby, why?
Bobby, why have you done this to us?
Bobby,
First the aliens. First the aliens, now that.
Because I can.
Oh, no.
Please. Where's that half?
Was the New Vegas discussion we had controversial?
People that love New Vegas always assume that it's controversial. If we have controversial opinions on it, I suppose. And of course I don't have the frickin' text.
You know what's funny about New Vegas? I love Fallout 3 and I would play the hell out of it. But before I bought New Vegas, people were talking to me like, I asked people, should I buy it? And they're saying no because it's an awful game. About 3 people told me that.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, I played all the other Fallout
Jeez,
games before I
Bobby.
played New Vegas.
Loud.
Bro,
Very
lower your
loud.
volume. Lower your volume.
There. Good God. There it is.
Yeah. I can't wait to watch the stream over.
Something tells me it's going to be a little bit cringy.
Bro, that is way too low.
Yeah, and I turned you down for the stream, too.
I couldn't even hear you, and I haven't even turned them down. Or put it up to like 50%. There you go.
What is that texture?
What's happening?
I'm missing a texture somewhere. Brick, large base.
Problem you people have when you're creating mods.
It's called Brick Large 04.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm pretty sure I've already been over this. Architecture, Brick Large 04.
And neither do I care. What else is there?
Brick base.
What should we talk about?
There we go. That worked.
I guess we should talk about some of the weapons ideas we have.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, I'll start off pretty small. With, I believe, the starting weapon. And that is supposed to be...
Was it just like a complex pipe or something?
No, it was a... Oh, it was a 12-gauge shotgun pistol. That kind of resembled an SMG at that point.
Huh. I dig it.
So Mushi says, bring me up to speed. How's this project coming along? How deep in development are you guys? The project's
question.
coming along very nicely. How deep are we into the project? Didn't this project start like half a year ago?
Actually, this project has started out a number of times. It was originally Indianapolis when I was asked to join it.
Yeah.
It's changed cities a few times.
I joined. It was called Nashville.
Count yourself lucky.
Two.
Where'd that piece go? Corner, half.
But yeah, when I joined, the name was Nashville. We all thought it was Golden, but then something happened, and we changed it over to Music City.
Yeah, a little bit of a scuffle, but we're all over that now. We're back on track. Doing.
It was funny.
What we need to be doing.
All right, turn yourself up a little bit more, like 10 more, like 10% more. And it wasn't Music City like one of the concept names.
I think so.
Yeah. And I created the new logo, which turned out pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah, it did. How come we haven't swapped to that on the other Discord channels? Because we're still the original one.
I don't know. I think we're all just too lazy. Well, what's funny is that, you know the little star in the circle at the top?
I think so.
I was going to decide if that was going to be a Vault Boy or not.
I think you made the better choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I do not want to be sued.
No, and that's the other thing. Have we started on any of the music stuff yet?
Any of the music stuff?
Yeah, like the radio station, because I know we've got a lot of Johnny Cash and Elvis-related music that we're going to have in it.
Yeah. But no, I don't think we've started out on that yet.
is A-okay.
What was that, Bobby?
I'm hoping to write some of the lines for the radio host.
Oh, you're writing lines for the radio host?
Hoping to.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
I know that oftentimes, whenever players know about these mods, they usually jump right on, ooh, can I be the radio host? Because as soon as you do, you're all, I'm sorry, I've already picked 2 people for that, and then they always want to know, well, can there be a second radio station? Are you going to have different genres of music? If so, you can have it in different areas. Sometimes they want to do like a trigger event, whereas you go to a certain location, you flip a switch or something, and then you help somebody else set up a second radio. There was that quest in Fallout 3. I don't know if you remember that, but you had to go and find a violin.
Yeah, I know. Goddess Quest.
Yeah. That one was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we might do something kind of the same vein of that.
I don't really know.
I don't know. Once again, farther down the pipeline.
Yeah. We're still really early into development. We got loads of plans to work on, loads of locations.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff is still pretty concept, isn't it?
Yeah. Didn't I assign you the Country Music Hall of Fame?
Oh, yeah, about that. You can't see my stream, that's right. If you go onto Google Earth and pan over to it, I'm doing that right now. My complaint is that is a brand new building. It was just a bunch of smaller buildings just a few years back, and it looks like they started to build it right around 97, and the first Google Earth of it is in 2003.
Yeah, well, what I said we do was to make it have sort of a quality feel, but also have sort of a...
Done.
Yeah. Like I said, this is fucking... Fall takes place in the near future, and the world ended in 2077. So we have plenty of time to change things.
Fantastic. Hang on. Yeah, and there's also that whole creative freedom thing. If something is too complicated, we can always just go down a completely different path with it.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we're just using maps.
But how is the fucking Country Music Hall of Fame coming along?
It's still in the concept stage of it for me. I know how I want to do the windows and how I want to kilter everything, because I can have it at an angle and then have a column in between it in order to make it look a little bit more smoothed out. But aside from that, I really haven't touched it. And it's just out of the boundaries of the area that I'm working on.
We can make some places smaller than it actually is in real life.
Yeah, that actually happens quite a lot. Aside from the Capitol building, everything is pretty darn squished.
Yeah, that's for reasoning.
Yeah, and also a little bit of laziness on Bethesda's part sometimes.
Yeah.
But undertaking a project where you want to have everything pretty much one-to-one it sounds great at first, but once you start doing it, it quickly begins to lose momentum because you've got so much filler area. You don't really think about how many buildings are in a city before you start building it, and then once you do, yeah, you've got to recreate every single one, and that's a lot more work than you initially think.
Yeah, just look at Boston and Fallout 4.
Yeah. No, Boston, I've got actually a lot to complain about. If you go to an area, what's that one that they had? The Jamaica Plain. There are only 2 buildings in there that they actually built with tiles. Every other building is just a preset out of the small town. For example, if those of you guys watching, I go to the small town tab, you see all of these pre-made buildings. Houses like this made up the entirety of Jamaica Plain. Aside from that, you've just got the city hall, you've got a garage, and I think there's one other shell that's just a crumbled building. A lot of Fallout 4 is made out of these preset buildings. No, don't delete the cell. And it just feels lazy once you see it.
Yeah. By the way, I wanted to ask you, how's that pre-war Springvale thing going?
Oh man, I've actually restarted that a number of times. It's just kind of one of those I'm bored kind of things. I just kick back to it. It's really not meant to be of anything. And Fallout 3 is very limited in that sense.
Yeah.
It's just a hobby.
3 was never meant to run on PC.
You got any new people in the chat? Any more questions?
No, not right now.
Okay. Beautiful weather we're having.
Wonderful weather. I should probably say with also the weapons.
Yeah,
Going
that's
back
right.
to that. We also plan to have, what else was there? Oh yeah, some unique weapons, like in Fallout 3 in New Vegas. One weapon in particular is an acoustic guitar. Yeah, I'm talking about that one. Is an acoustic guitar that is named Johnny Bash. You all probably get the pun. And the side, I believe it's the left side, because it's supposed to be like a melee weapon. The left side of the guitar has the word hurt inscribed into it. And that's the side where you hurt people with.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. Jeez.
When I do a stream, this will be an animation that'll play where you go thing.
Who's saying that?
The Bobby.
Ah.
Moshoes said something in it. What do you guys think about the Microsoft purchase of Bethesda? Thoughts about what the engine will look like for Elder Scrolls 6?
Ooh, that is a good one.
It's very controversial.
Yeah.
But hell. Let's start off with the first question. Our thoughts about Microsoft buying Bethesda.
Me personally, or you go ahead. I've been talking a lot.
Yeah, the way I see it is that with Microsoft being, I wouldn't really say Microsoft is the most greediest company, but they're definitely up there.
Yeah.
I think that this will cause some problems. I think Fallout and Skyrim, I don't really know anything like that, but my first, what's the word? My first thoughts was, will Bethesda games be like an Xbox exclusive games or anything like that? I don't really know.
Well, they're looking to sell Xboxes.
Yeah.
And this is a pretty darn good way to do that.
Yeah, especially with the new Xbox coming out and with the recent trashing of the new Halo.
And they were also talking about what the game will look like. I don't think it's going to have too much of a style change. But then again, look at the style change between Fallout 3 and Fallout 4. Some things they just completely redesigned without hardly even making
some
noise.
aspects they get good, like you no longer look like a melted Barbie doll.
God, I love that quote.
But now you look like a melted Ken doll.
Yeah, it still looks a little funny, but that's just video games in general. They're slowly perfecting it. Do you remember when there was that grandma that plays Skyrim? Where they had 3D scanned her face because they're going to, not memorialize, but like permanently have her in Fallout or Skyrim game series. So I'm thinking they're going to be using a lot of the face generation like that, but not so much to the point where you can't have a customizable character.
Yeah, and the other question is, what do you think about the new engine for Elder Scrolls 6?
I personally don't think anything.
Sorry, Bobby, go.
I think it's going to be like Fallout 4 again. It's going to be exciting, and it's going to be new, and we can't wait to get our hands on it.
Yeah, I think it will be good too, but I think that maybe it'll still be a bit janky as the creation engine, because what Bethesda usually does is just upgrade their previous engine.
It's going to look a little bit better, but it's not going to be perfect like some people are hoping for. It's Bethesda we're talking about. Just because Microsoft is thrown in there, I think they're going to have a lot more manpower to it, and they're going to have a lot better focus, a lot bigger team, but I don't think it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. We probably shouldn't get our hopes too high.
Yeah, personally, I'm not really worried about the Fallout series or the Skyrim series. I'm more worried about the Doom series, especially with fucking Bethesda having the rights to id Software.
Yeah. I don't know. id Software always cranked out quite a few pretty good games. Commander Keen was one that I'm really hoping they'll do something good with, but you've seen that mobile game that they came out.
Yeah, but what I'm worried is that Doom will become this just another greedy franchise in the cog of the machine.
Yeah.
Even though the game in question is supposed to be like a love letter to the fans.
Yeah, right. We will see.
I don't know. Especially, wasn't it ZeniMax that originally owned Bethesda?
I think they're just kind of a sister company. ZeniMax is more or less the corporate side, whereas Bethesda is the company that's actually building it. But I don't know. I can't answer that question too well. Bobby, do you know anything on that?
I know that Bethesda's original CEO left to make ZeniMax, and Bethesda was a subsidiary of ZeniMax.
I'm going to turn Bobby up. I think things are crashing. That's not good.
I don't really know. What else is there? Was you got anything to say? Does you want to bring up anything?
I don't think so. I'm going to be streaming gameplay right now, or at least that's what I'm trying to do. Just don't crash.
Can I ask something about Walkie?
Sure.
How come in every photo he takes, he's always in that fucking flannel shirt?
I have no
It's
idea.
good to have a brand.
What was that, Bobby?
It's good to have a brand.
I mean, yeah, it's good, but we constantly just see it.
Wait,
And
are you
what's
talking
weird
about
is-
like real life photos or
No, just fucking in-game photos. Well, what's weird is that he always does it in third person.
Yeah.
Like, we want to see his character. I don't care about your character, I care about what I'm looking at.
Yeah, the scenery, which I mean it's generally just trees. God, that looks horrible. There's just branches floating. We're definitely gonna need to work on a load on distance for the large tree that's growing in Nashville. What we're talking about Walkie. He really wants us to see these tree models that he's wanting to bring in. I don't see it. I don't see really the appeal for it.
I mean, I don't really want to shit on Walkie. Walkie is a good guy. He does care about this project. But why the fuck are you always in third person when you take photos?
good question. Can we get him in chat? Or has he still not gotten his microphone yet?
No.
That's okay. I don't know, maybe we could just talk to him on a personal level about that later. It's not terribly important right now.
Yeah.
God, that thing is going to be massive.
It's just a little gripe.
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the placeholder for the tree. It's...
Why don't you look at the concept art of the tree right now to try and get an idea of how big it is?
I'm gonna have to pull up our personal chat. Okay, here we are. So you can see it towering over a lot of the skyscrapers. It's generally about twice their height. The concept that you had drawn, that's the slave standing down there, isn't it? Kind of on the hill overlooking rainy Nashville.
Yeah.
And we talked about what kind of tree that was earlier. We're wanting that kind of in the general vicinity of downtown, or are we wanting it somewhere a little bit more realistic for a tree to grow? Because you said that the bomb had fallen and then had slowly been working its way underground where it mutated some of the dead trees. What's your story on that?
So yeah, fucking sorry, what was? So yeah, the trees were irradiated after the war. Most of the trees died because of that. Walkie said that. But some of the roots, dead roots underground, got irradiated, and they started mutating, growing each other. They all eventually combined with each other. What's it called?
Where the trees just kind of became one tree? Like
Yeah.
they grow together?
Yeah. Those roots stretch for miles.
There's a tunnel system that runs into the city, isn't there?
Yeah, I think if you go deep enough into the subway, you'll eventually find one of the tunnels.
Subway systems. Do we have any concept art for that? Because I don't have any
No,
spots planned out for that.
I'll do something about that later.
Okay. What are some of the general factions that we are planning on having on Broadway, aside from the governmental ones?
Those fucking Elvis impersonators. What they're called.
Oh, the Kings.
Yeah, no, not the Kings. They're called something else. Bobby, do you know what they're called?
The AFK?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, they're like a greaser clan or some shit.
They're not quite the Kings, though. They didn't come from Vegas. We don't want to steal too many factions, because that's kind of an exhausting thing to do.
No.
It's generally pretty cheap. I mean, hey, look, this cool faction. Let's go ahead and bring them into here. I mean, Bethesda does that with Brotherhood of Steel literally every chance they get.
Moshi says, I just hope we get a single gameplay trailer of the new Elder Scrolls by the end of next year.
That'd be cool, but I don't know how realistic it is. Because we don't know how far into development they are.
I mean, there was a concept trailer for an announcement trailer for Nashville, but it got taken down for personal reasons.
Are there any major subways in the Nashville area?
I don't know. I do know that Nashville was a major spot for the railway.
Yeah, and we've got the Union Station over by the railroad, and I know for a long time they had trolley cars that ran through the city, but they ended up decommissioned and sat in the Union Station at about 1970 when that building was abandoned, before it was turned into a hotel, I think in the 90s. Just going by Google, it looks like they've still got a lot of trains that just kind of sit there on the tracks. But no major subway system.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we should probably talk about some of the apparels.
Yeah.
I'll start off simple. We have a faction, the Wovacuts. They have their own custom armor. It's mainly just a junction of metal and combat armor. And it's all fucking painted pink. Pink is their color. And some of them have their symbol on the chest piece or the shoulder piece or something like that. What else? The governmental armors, the Union and the Confederation have their own apparel. The Union's a little bit more armored, while the Confederation is a little bit less armored. What else?
Now, was it each and every one of the major factions have their own kind of an armor for their guard?
I believe so. I believe for the big factions that have like loads of money or some shit, I think they'll have their own armor. But for like the smaller factions, like what was it, the free something, the fucking the Revolution faction, what was it called?
I can't remember. It was in one of the places that ends with hold, but that doesn't exactly narrow it down a lot.
I know it had something to do with the fucking Karl Marx or some shit.
I can't recall. No.
Okay. Mushi asks, how many people are on this team? Is this all level designers in the call? No. Ropey here is level designer. Bobby, are you level designer as well?
I think Bobby did a little bit of level designing for a while.
Meanwhile, I am the head concept artist and the head of PR and IR.
Does a darn good job of it, too.
Yep.
Keeps us all nailed together.
And I do deliver some pieces that really do help out and do give us a general idea of how what separates Music City from the rest of fucking Miami or Cascadia. And meanwhile, the concept art, I do try to make it like a fantastic art piece because I was inspired by Adam Adamowitz, the concept artist for Fallout 3 and Skyrim.
Come on.
What's the matter, Ruby?
Oh, I'm just waiting for the creation kit to load back up.
Oh, wait, Moshe asked how many people are on this team as well. How many people are on the team?
Well, looking at Discord, about 9 offline, 3 online, as well as 3 others.
How many is that? I don't want to do math right now.
15.
Alright, good. I don't want to do math right now. I hate math.
Yeah. School is not in session. So we've got a decent little bundle. It's not quite like some of the other larger mod projects.
Yeah.
Speaking of, has anybody here really taken a good look at Fallout Miami's project? Holy cow. They made some beautiful work with that.
Yeah.
Recent trailer.
I don't think we should have showed Walkie yet.
They did good, but I think we can do better.
That's just personal opinion.
Yeah.
Walkie's okay. It's honestly not the worst boss I've ever had.
Well,
You want to go into that?
I just need a few images and then I can finish the trailer.
Alright, it's good. Oh yeah, Bobby's working on the real trailer.
I went too far.
Let's see it. Considering that has my narration. Oh yeah, fucking. Not only am I PR, IR, and head concept artist, I'm also a voice actor as well.
Man of many talents.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
I don't know. I'd say you're pretty good at a couple of them. Don't be too down on yourself, especially not with these projects.
I believe in the jack of all trades, master of none. Mainly because that's a pretty kick-ass title.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Be a little bit wider.
I'm still building my western city in Minecraft.
Can we advertise here? I mean, I don't see why we couldn't be able to, but
I'm not advertising. I'm just saying.
he's advertising.
No, I'm just saying I'm still doing it because I was doing it at the start of this.
It's something to keep you occupied while you don't have to think too hard.
Yeah.
And otherwise, you're just sitting there twiddling your thumbs. Probably what Bobby's doing right now.
You know, jerking off.
It happens.
I'm making animation.
I am making animations. Sure.
Sounds so violent. Don't rub it in.
No.
We're all just vibing here. We're all
Yeah.
just chilling.
We're not here to be like super professional. We're here to have fun.
Yeah, we've been super professional for a long time.
And that gets boring. Trim brown.
Oh yeah, back on the apparel. What else is there? Oh yeah, there will be a unique knight armor.
Oh, that's right.
It's,
It's one of those things that the characters are definitely going to want to strive for. They see that and they're going to want it.
yes, it will be. And what's funny is that is actually an Easter egg to me. Because usually I'm associated with a knight.
How tall is this column?
Some unique power armor. There's going to be Tesla X01 power armor, like fucking the Gannon family Tesla armor in New Vegas. What else is there?
Do not know. I know a lot of people generally write down their ideas before they start one of these projects. What are some of our major factions that we're going to have?
Some of our major factions, like I said, the Union, Confederate, the Lovacuts. The Enclave are making a return.
Yeah, but they're not quite as major
pretty
as some
cool.
of the other
What
ones,
else?
are they? They're a little bit quieter.
Yeah, like I said, the Karl Marx one. Can't remember the name of it right now. What else is there? I actually can't think straight right now. But I will say that we do have our own custom monsters, like the Habarin, or the giant rat spider.
That one's been in development for quite a while, hasn't it? I've seen a couple of concepts of it.
Yeah, or what about that fucking new centaur?
Oh, that's right, the one with the claw. Or it wasn't necessarily a claw, it was a,
Mutated bone.
yeah. That was cool.
Yeah, with the two heads.
Have we publicly released any of the concept art?
I believe so. I think some of the early ones. Right, Bobby?
I've got a lot of work on the website, which is still under development, but I'm not too sure about a centaur.
Centaur?
Right, no, I haven't been paying attention, whatever you were talking.
Yeah, I'll send it to you through chat. Ortho books.
Residential. What's that?
None.
Could do round windows.
There it is. Alright, I sent it to you, Bobby.
Look,
Ruppy, what are you doing?
I am working on some old building built in 1892. It just says drugs on it. That's all I know. Oh, there's a sign right there. It's like merchants or something. I don't know. It's an old building. I am currently on Broadway across the street from another building. Just stuff, I suppose. Stuff, things, you know, the usual. Trying not to sneeze right into the microphone.
Do it, bitch, you won't.
Oh, I will.
Nice.
We're all professionals here, people. We know what we're doing.
We're just taking this moment
columns
to
or
relax a bit.
quarters. The roof on this is going to be a pain in the neck. The only other concern that I have with a lot of the construction of this stuff is it's been 300 years, and there's a lot of the architecture that, although it's really cool, I don't want to destroy it too much, but that in lies the problem. It's been 300 years. You ever seen a house sit for more than 5? It doesn't hold up well.
Yeah. Moshi says bless.
Thank you. Bless you, child. It's gonna be one of those videos that are held in archives somewhere of what not to do.
For what?
Oh, just what not to do during a live stream. Sneeze.
So what? Some dude pitched into the microphone.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think we're that important.
Small project.
That out. A little bit of depth to it.
Let it be known, Bobby here is an alien.
I knew it. No rebuttal, huh?
that didn't surprise me.
You son of a bitch. I want my virginity back. Never said that to somebody. I want my virginity back.
You say that to somebody at Walmart?
No, it's... You know what? That would probably be said in a Walmart.
Top 10 things not to say to your cashier.
Virginity back.
Drugs. Okay. There is a half. There you are. Stop hiding from me.
Yeah.
This is factory. I keep seeing... Darn it. I keep seeing other people doing these little tricks. I've been doing this for a long time, but I've never seen half the tricks they're doing. They're pulling out. Like, they're just sitting there in the creation kit, and they start scrolling or something, and they're going through textures, or they're going through models, and I don't know. I don't know if I'm jealous or if I'm indifferent. Because, I mean, half the time it seems more like a pain in the neck. It's not quite worth it, because they seem to struggle with finding the right tile for like 20 minutes. I don't even know how to do that red road thing that I keep seeing Walkie doing. Like when he's painting on in the landscape. You've seen it in some of his world spaces. It's just he's got red road everywhere. I don't know what he's doing.
Easy, it's the same way you paint textures onto the terrain.
Is it like some special texture that I'm not seeing? Because I haven't found it. I feel like I'm being left out of the circle. I am not special enough for this. I don't know. It's not terribly important. I just use asphalt.
The center. Center.
Damn it. Hate overlap.
And Moshi says, yeah, that's me in Sony Vegas. Shortcuts are a whole language that I've yet to learn.
I mean, once you know the keyboard shortcuts, you're basically a wizard as far as the internet goes.
Why I've been modeling.
How do I... Don't want you, Road. You're not coming along. You're not part of this group.
Part of this group, Road.
This is para pets only. That's the other thing, that every time I'm watching one of these kinds of videos where you're watching somebody build the world space, they sit there and fiddle around with the trim for like half an hour. They're not actually doing anything. They just keep moving the trim up and down, and they can't decide. And they're doing it God knows how long, and then they just delete it. What are you doing? It's maddening half the time.
I can imagine.
God, that's gonna drive me crazy. It's not that residential.
Okay. Mushy says, it's always like, oh, this is annoying, and somebody shows you a way to do it better and pass the forbidden knowledge down. I swear, it's one great master who passes knowledge to disciplines.
Pretty much. That is pretty much right on the head. Nobody showed me how to do this. I don't like that blue. Oh, fantastic. I'm going to have to come up with something else. Or retexture it, but I'm not retexturing anything. Where are you hiding?
So, Bobby, what are you doing?
Damn it.
Bobby, baby.
Well-
Bobby!
I'm just making one of those little cards that pops out in a video with my name on it.
Cool.
But it'll be for my stream, and it will be an animation that plays.
Do we have one for this stream?
Oh, what?
Whenever we, do we have something like that for this stream whenever we do it again?
I have no idea.
I could make one with our name.
Are you talking about like one of those little things that pop up every time somebody like starts a game, except it's whoever's in chat?
No, I'm saying if someone joins, we can pop up like a little card with their name on it. Like, in Discord, I made one and I'm currently animating it in After Effects.
Oh, is that what that thing is there?
Yes.
Okay. I get it now. That would be cool. I think I'm exhausted this building already. Well, this has been going fairly well so far. Nobody's cried.
Nobody's
Hate
ready to kill
themselves.
each other.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen one, I can't remember which project it was, but the creators just started tearing each other new ones. It's kind of awkward to watch. So I'm happy that doesn't happen here.
Sounds familiar.
Creative differences.
Yeah.
Is this even still the same soundtrack?
vibing and building a
Malted.
fucking western city.
Death by a blinking eye. Oh, that's right. I can't put that there because that's destroyed. Okay. Fantastic. Is that clipping? Why is everything clipping?
Clips forever, my guy.
And that just looks too symmetrical. I don't want symmetrical destruction.
I want total destruction.
Exactly. To the bottom half. Dude, word of advice for these things, don't drink 40 cups of coffee before it. So now I gotta urinate. There we go, that works a little bit better, I think. I don't know, public, what do you think of this? The 6 of you watching.
4.
Is it big old crowd? If there's any of you that know what you're doing in there, please let me know what you would suggest doing. Actually, I know what I could do. I could raise that up with a half tile. There you go.
Moshi says, I saw on the Discord that this is a 1 to 400 scale. How much of the cell is done?
1 to 400. Holy cow! I was doing more 1 to 5. Well, I can zoom out and show you. This building right here is just a filler. It's a placeholder. As are these buildings just hanging out there. They're statics. That's also an extra collection. That's how much is done of Downtown Nashville right now, but this is only day 4, technically. Everyone else has been doing quite a lot with world space stuff. They've got the load on distance for the landscape itself. They've got a lot of the settlements blocked in. Everybody's been doing quite a bit, actually.
Yeah. Moshi says, I don't know a thing about the creation tools, building blocks, but it sure looks like a building to me.
That's all I can ask for. Really all I can ask for. Maybe we should change the level that the sun's at, depending on how it hits. For Coos Bay, I got lucky because it's at pretty much the exact same, can't remember if it's latitude or longitude. It's by the 45th parallel roundabouts, so the sun would hit in pretty much the exact same area, but Nashville's quite a bit farther south on that line for the sun, so I think we'd get some different lighting angles. What the hell? We're upside down. Yeah, so the sun should hit quite a bit differently from Tennessee to Boston.
Yeah.
If it exists in the game, there's a number and a variable for it, and then we can tweak it. But that's not my business right now, so. I don't know, I'm thinking about wrapping this up. You guys about done here?
Yeah.
Been at it for 2 hours.
Well, to go soon anyway, so.
Yeah. Is there anything else we wanted to talk about first?
Anything else?
Nothing on my list.
No.
Okay, well, I suppose this is it. Thank you everybody for joining us.
Yeah.
Sorry nothing exciting really happened, but hopefully you guys have got a little bit of a better understanding as to what it is that we're doing. And, yeah. Farewell.
Adios.